commercial. Be right back.
Good morning, family. What can I say? God woke us up on this beautiful day. He's generous, he's wonderful, he's kind and great. So let's show the Father we appreciate. God's good, God's good, God's good.
Imagine if you started every day with laughter and prayer. Just imagine how powerful you'd be. Check out the Michael Coylar Morning Show. I mean, we have fun over there. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Come hang out with us.
All right. I like that. That's beautiful. Everybody make sure y'all
awesome.
go check the commercial.
Hey, and now my friend who has been getting greater and greater in my realm of heroes. She's always a heroine of mine, but more and more she impresses me. She just keeps winning and winning and winning. And even though she's in a life dance that also can sometimes be a struggle, she is navigating it all and keeping the joy in the front. In fact, I think I showed y'all my picture of her this morning with the love and the light. Bam, there she is, and she's coming in to be with us right now. Doctor, if you ask me, Dr. Mylira Green. Mylira Green in the house. Woo!
Hi.
Yeah. Look at y'all looking like sisters. Where'd she go?
I think she left me. There we go. There she is.
Oh, hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Supercalifragilistic. You know the rest. Hi. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm so excited about you. Now, is there a new announcement about to come? Did I see something new?
Something like that. So I have my Superwoman project that will be launching in March. We did the recording last weekend. We had 20 women come and tell their stories of how they have triumphed over their trauma to help other women continue to go. So in the month of March, every Monday through Friday, we will be launching a new episode. And I am speaking and declaring that OWN Network is going to get to it because there are so many women out here that are struggling in silence. And I am manifesting that now. So if anybody is connected to the OWN Network, I am declaring and decreeing because women need to know that they are powerful just from their story alone. So that's what I got coming up.
Empowering people the whole time. I love that. And the smile on your face on that, the picture you had, this is the look you have when, you know, OWN people want to holler at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen. I'm asking everybody here too to throw up prayers for Mylira Green that the newest project she's doing gets to the eyes of somebody on that Oprah team because, yeah, she can help take this really further for you quickly.
Absolutely.
Wow. How are you? I mean, and don't tell me.
No, honestly, I'm gonna be for real. I will say the last 2 weeks was challenging for me. Just understanding the reality of life. As you guys know, I'm going through my own journey, but this journey is not even just about me, but it's also about my children. And my children, I'm learning and seeing their own challenges with it. So trying to be that mother that can show up for them and be their support can be a little bit complicated. However, I will say during Lent, what I've been doing is there is this book that is also a movie. It's called The Secret, and it talks about your mindset. And it says, as you think, those are the things that become things. So I have been literally binge watching that every single day because I'm realizing that God created me to be a gift, and I can either wallow in what I didn't want my life to look like, or I can think about those things as though I want them, which is why I did put that post about being on the OWN Network, because I'm declaring it so that it can be something that comes to pass. So although I have had my struggles, there's been moments where I wanted to get in the bed. There's been moments where I had to deal with the reality of the transition. Mm-hmm. But God has really showed me that I control what I see through my physical eyes. And that is literally what I'm focused on right now.
Oh, so let's get back to the law of attraction. So you actually watched the video?
I have watched the video. So the movie is actually free on YouTube. I had first listened to the audio book, and as soon as I finished it 2 hours later, because I was telling my mom to listen to the book, they pulled it off of YouTube. But you can find the movie. So I literally have that on rotation every single day, because it does talk about the law of attraction. I think one thing that we've done a disservice is telling people that we don't have control over our lives, when in reality we do. So when I say I don't have control over my life, I don't think that I can shift the negative thoughts that pop up. I don't think that I can turn the voices that said things against me or told me I wasn't going to be anything or told me that I wasn't valuable or told me I just didn't have enough. We think that we can't change that, but we absolutely can. And even when we're talking about relationships, we attract what we tell ourselves. I said this before. When I had first got married, I said I do because I didn't think I was valuable enough to have anyone else that would think that I was
Wow.
to be a wife. So at that moment, I declared what my actual reality is going to be. So now I am saying, no, God, I am a gift. So I am going to attract someone that sees me as a gift. I'm going to attract someone that's going to love me like they love themselves. I'm going to attract someone that's going to value me. So that law of attraction is powerful in all that we do. So I definitely recommend that you guys go and check out the movie The Secret and even get the book because it will be definitely a life changer in all of the areas of your life.
And that's what it looks like. That's the cover of the book and the cover of the movie. And if it was on me to make a suggestion, and not that anybody ask, I would suggest you watch the movie. Reading the book is good. It's detailed. It's intense. But with the movie, you get practical examples throughout of things in your life that you may not be able to visualize by just hearing the words. So they actually show you, just like they tell you how important a positive thought is and how dangerous and heavy a negative thought is. And if you knew how much weight a negative thought holds, you'll never even use one. So when you're thinking about positivity, then your life is growing. And when it's telling you that, you'll see these plants coming out the ground. But once you start talking negatively, those same plants start to die and wither. It gives you these practical examples. Just like it tells you, you don't know what's going to happen in the future. And it gives you an example. It says, imagine you're in a sports car and you driving down the road at high speed. Your headlights only go 200 feet, but you going 200 miles. You don't get to see all that. You only get to see a little bit at a time. So you take it as you go. I mean, the lessons are going to blow your mind. And because you reminded me of that, I don't think my wife has seen The Secret.
Oh,
So I am
love that.
Yeah, I'm vowing within the next 7 days, she and I are going to watch The Secret together. Because I'm going to tell you, it's the reason I went to Africa is because of The Secret. And I kept talking about it. My then wife and I, one day we're going to go. We watched The Secret and was so blown away. I got up and walked over to my vision board and wrote, we are going to Africa. That's all I wrote. And then 2 weeks later, we got a call to come to Gambia and to the Gambia where I hosted the first Miss Black USA pageant ever held in Africa. So not only did I get to go, I got to go by the president's plane. I got to take people with me. We stayed 8 days, but it starts with what you did. You put your vision out there. Let people know Oprah needs to see your new show. We need to send the word out. Oprah, you need to see this because this sister is bringing real life to women everywhere. So, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Listen, it gets exciting, especially when you realize that. I know for me, I'm such a positive person, but what I had to understand is what was serving as a barrier for me is things that people have said to me over the years became the resounding voice that was in my head. So although I was such a positive thinker myself, their thoughts was what was literally spiraling in my head. And I like this too. Somebody reminded about the 4 agreements. And as we're talking about relationships, the 4 agreements is a powerful book. It's by Miguel Ruiz that really gives you 4 ways to navigate life with other people. And it talks about not taking things personal. It talks about always giving your best. It talks about being impeccable with your word. Like literally, it is a space where when we begin to incorporate these things that may sound magical, but really we have to understand that we manifest what is in our minds. And let's change the word manifest because some people don't like that word. What you think becomes things. That's what they say in The Secret. So whatever going, yes.
How come some people don't like the word manifest?
Because we have become so religious that we've become stupid. And I know that sounds really harsh. But as someone who is trying to heal the kingdom, We have become so religious that the things that God has placed on this earth to make us powerful beings, we discount. So when we hear words like manifestation, we hear words like law of attraction, we hear words like ancestors, and even though it talks about in the Bible how they relied on their ancestors, we demonize those things because we have religiousized something that God didn't say he wanted us to do. So even when we're talking about manifestation, I'm a huge believer that God is like, I have given y'all free will. That is AKA control. But we wait for him and say, well, I'm waiting for God to take control. And God is saying, but I gave you free will to make the choices in life that you're supposed to make. So we have literally dumbed down things that can literally save our life. I had a conversation with somebody. They said, Mylira, how did you get to the point where you literally legit love yourself? I said, I didn't love myself until I turned 30. I'm going to be 31 on April the 8th. That literally is my entire life. I hated the very existence of who I was. Now I know who I am. Why? Because I got a tool that we demonize, which is called your birth chart. God has already given you your life plan. So on April the 8th, at a certain time, I was born because God said, this is what you're destined to do. I got a birth chart that told me how powerful I am. A birth chart that told me I'm naturally a servant, that I naturally love, that my wellness and my physical health and my mental health is important to me, that I'm an educator. I was able to embrace who I am. And then on the other side, I'm an envious person. Why? Because I give so much. So when I see people that don't do half of the things that I do, of course I feel some type of way. You know, so we literally demonize these things that God has given us to make sense of life. And I'm on a track to tell people, yes, I definitely believe in God. I believe in the Bible. I believe in all those things. But we have made it so man-made that the things that God has given us to help us, we throw to the wayside because we don't understand it. In one world, I can be a prophet. In another world, they call me a psychic. What does it matter what you call me if my spiritual gift is what it is? So when we begin to accept ourselves for who we are, we'll attract those things that we really genuinely want. And one thing The Secret was talking about is we're all like magnets. We put out this thing that's going to attract these things. So if I am thinking that I'm not valuable, I'm not worthy, I'm not going to have no friends, I'm never going to have support, guess what's going to come your way? You're never going to have friends. You're never going to have worth. You're never have none of that. I am not in that space. What I'm saying is I'm going to have love. I'm going to have support. I'm going to have success. I'm going to have abundance. And I see myself there. And there's one last piece to this that I want you guys to understand. And this was Dr. Beckwith, the pastor. I forgot his first name. And
Michael Bernard Beckwith.
Yes, he's amazing. But he said this and it struck me. He said, we live in a feelings universe. It is not enough to just think well, but I got to feel it. And Karen Clark Shear says it this way from my Christian. She said, you got to see it before you see it or you never will see it. Sometimes we can sit here and say we want something, but if we don't feel it in our, what I call your shanana, it's never going to show up. So I feel the excitement of the life that I want to live and not just think it. It's a thinking and feeling, and together it makes a beautiful life.
Let me ask you real quick, the last thing before you get out of here. I want to talk about your word. You know, I think that a person is only as good as their word. Okay, if their word ain't shit, they ain't shit. I'm sorry, that's the bottom line. But also, the word is so powerful because after there was light, there was the word. The word is everything. It's your communication. Everything's about communication and relationship. So with the word, the thing I keep trying to tell people is your journey will follow your word. So whatever thing is you're saying, whatever story is you're telling, that's the reality you're creating, and that's what your life will follow. So how important is it to be careful of the words you use?
It is completely important. All of our words are spells. They must come to pass. So when you speak, it goes back to your thoughts. Your thoughts become those words, right? So whatever you say out of your mouth, you want to be mindful. Like I know some people who parents spoke their life on them. And then it's like, well, hey, what happened to you? Why would you sexually assaulted? Why would you this? And that's because speaking up, you told me that what I had on was going to attract this type of person. You told me that if I didn't do X, Y, and Z, this was going to happen. So we want to be mindful of the words that we speak because life has to follow that, just as you said. And there's another powerful piece to this as well. Not just the words that I speak, but even the words that I write down. When I write down things, it is literally like the universe is going to come together and say yes. The universe is always saying yes to you.
Exactly.
So when I am speaking and I'm declaring, I want to make sure that I am intentional with everything that I say, because I can't take my words back. Why do you think one of the most infamous saying is sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? Because people who knew that the words that they were speaking was actually spells on people's lives. That's why they told you that. So you wouldn't take their words seriously. And then you went about life and not realizing that what they just spoke on you was going to follow you. We have to be very, very specific and strategic with the words that we say, because whatever you say from your lips must manifest. So that's the words over yourself, the words over your children, the words over your life. And some of the rules that we create in this world is what's keeping us bound. So we have to be mindful of what we say.
Can I mention a book really quickly?
Absolutely.
There's an author named Florence Scovel Shinn. Are you familiar with her?
Mm-mm.
Oh, then I'm going to hit you with two books. The first one going to absolutely change your life. The Game of Life and How to Play It.
Okay.
That's the name of it. The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. But her second book, you just spoke, by Florence Scovel Shinn, is called Your Word is Your Wand. And it's like a magic wand. Whatever you say is going to happen. If you're saying positive things, like magic's going to happen. If you say negative stuff, that stuff is going to visit you as well. So I want you to look at both of them. They're both very small books. The Game of Life and How to Play It, and Your Word is Your Wand by Florence Scovel Shinn. Make sure you check those out. We love you so much. What another wonderful, awesome segment, and the people are going crazy. That's for real. They on it. I love it, and I love what you bring to the table. Oh, wait, what did Banky said? A person doesn't match his words with his actions. They're lying. Your word is everything. Stick to your word. Keep God first. I think you'll be all right no matter what happens. What you want to leave us with, dear?
I just want to leave you guys with this. At the end of the day, God has given us a gift to not just exist, but to live intentionally. So if you are tired of living the same life that you have lived, it is your responsibility to do something different. I don't care how great of a person you are, and I don't care how bad of a person you may be perceived. Today, make the choice to create the life that you want. Declare it, decree it, feel it, and walk into it. So when you receive it, you can walk in a spirit of gratitude and know that for the first time of your life, you actually took control, because that's really free will. Free will is not about sinning. Free will is about God has given me every moment of my life to literally choose to live in his best or live out my worst. And today I'm encouraging you to live out God's best by your thoughts.
Wow, you're amazing. You're outstanding. You are great. You make my mind shift, and then you wrap it. You gave me things today. I forgot about the secret. The secret is so powerful. I'm going to be watching. Matter of fact, I'm watching it today. I'm watching The Secret today before I do my 2 shows here in Winston-Salem. And every time I watch it, I'm re-energized again. I'm refocused again on things that I have forgotten. Spiritual tools that make your life so much easier. If you forget them, you don't use them. But when you get them back, you be, oh yeah, I don't have to argue. I don't have to fight. All I have to do is calm down and have my will. And people may think the word manifest is bad, but manifest is what it's all about. Because you have to be aligned with the Holy Spirit. You have to be connected for you to just start manifesting. And I'm telling you, lately, I've been manifesting like crazy. I mean, it's coming, but I think because of the balance of my lovely wife. Having a wife made me whole. Being whole allowed me to be focused. So all these things are falling into place. But you always stimulate my intellectual and spiritual being. And I love you for coming on this show. Every time you come, it's just a joy. God bless you real good. Tell people how to find you.
So you can find me at www.myliratransforms.com. On Facebook, I am Mylira Green. On Instagram, Mylira Transform. And for the amazing Colyar clan, 757-609-0694 comes directly to me. And I have to shout out Rosa May for my amazing Delta inspired earrings, because she made these by hand. So I would be remiss if I didn't shout her out. She heard that I was collecting 31 earrings for my 31st birthday, and these are one of the starter pairs. So Rosa May, sis, thank you. Woo! to all
I
of my
did.
sorors.
I didn't hear you were collecting earrings. We're gonna get you a pair. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, we got to get you them earrings. And while we're talking about Rosa May, who happens to be absolutely one of my best friends in the whole wide world, and also the executive producer of this show, I just want to show you how creative this child is. That's her newest book in the middle right there, Freddie the Crab. Around those are greeting cards that she's making. One of her paintings is there. This woman is so creative, and she don't stop. She like the ever-ready battery rabbit. She just keeps going and going and going. Thank you again for loving us and for being here with us. Leave us with a woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo.
Hey, y'all, we look like Mylira Green, LCSW.